from Cleveland's most accurate weather team. This is 19 First Alert Plus, sponsored by the man that makes them pay, Tim Misney.
And good afternoon, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News, coming to you from our digital desk. We are in a First Alert weather day. If you look live into downtown Cleveland, I'm not the weather expert. We've got a few of those here at the station, but when you see clear skies like this, when you get daytime heating, lots of warming up, lots of sunshine, those are the ingredients that we need for some severe weather possibilities. Welcome in 19 First Alert meteorologist Sam Roberts. Sam, it is a First Alert weather day for that exact reason. Why have you designated, why is the weather department designated today and tomorrow First Alert days?
Well, you know, it's so hot and humid, Dan. Any thunderstorm that develops in this environment may have that potential to produce some strong damaging winds and heavy rain. So that's kind of the reason for today's alert wording. You know, it's now the middle of July. A lot of people are out of school, maybe off work this week, or you had outdoor plans today. Maybe you're working outdoors. The weather really impacts people this time of the year because everybody's outside this time of the year. So we felt an alert day was appropriate just to kind of give you that heads up that, hey, any thunderstorm that develops today may be severe. It's actually pretty quiet right now, though, and it's just really hot. It's 86 in Akron, but it feels like 90. It's 87 in Cleveland, feels like it's almost 90. This is just because it's so humid. So far, all of the thunderstorms have been out in Pennsylvania and New York, but there's still a chance, Dan, especially we'll say between now and 9 o'clock, that we could see some thunderstorms inland away from Lake Erie, although nothing is materializing at this point.
Well, that is solid news, but I think Jeff Tanchek likes to say if someone sneezes the wrong way, watch out.
Yeah, that's a really good analogy for today. All it takes is one, and you'll start to see a little bit of thunderstorm activity popping up. It could happen at any time. Again, I think the better dynamics for thunderstorms this afternoon are south of Cleveland. So in Cleveland and across much of the lakeshore, we may not see much, if anything, in the way of rain for the rest of the afternoon. We'll see. It's not a 0% chance. It's not particularly impressive either. And then after 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, we're going to have this complex of storms coming in from the west. That could bring us a little additional thunderstorm activity early tomorrow morning, but it may not make it past the 77 corridor.
And that's why tomorrow is also a First Alert weather day. Sam, we're going to take a 15-second pause. You're going to let us in on what we can expect with that.
I've represented families just like yours for over 4 decades. Listen, if you need me, call me. You know I'll be there for you, and I'll make them pay. In the meantime, I'll keep an eye out for you.
And Sam, we always like to draw attention when you see a red box, when you see the red alert, the phrase alert above any of our 7 days, those are the days you need to keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah, and tomorrow another threat for thunderstorms. Now, I will say, and this has been going on for a couple of weeks, short-range models, even long-range models, are just not handling these summertime thunderstorm complexes very well. That can sometimes happen, especially in July, which is when we tend to see a lot of these big complexes of thunderstorms moving through. I can actually show you what I mean here so that you're not like, what? This is future view. Again, I think this does a nice job illustrating those isolated storms we were talking about. You can see away from the lake is really the best threat. Few isolated things, 9, 10 o'clock tonight, nothing major. And then here's the complex I'm talking about. So we call this an MCS. It's just a fancy way of saying big curved line of thunderstorms with a wind damage threat. This is midnight. So we need to watch this thing. I think the worst of the weather overnight into tomorrow will be up in Michigan and in Indiana and even in western Ohio. As far as our severe weather threat, it's just not very impressive with the early morning MCS, as we call it. But we do still have a chance even into the afternoon tomorrow that we could see some scattered storms. So that alert is not just for the morning, but for the afternoon as well. It's also going to be hot and humid. It'll feel pretty similar to today. And then Wednesday, we have one more threat, Dan, for thunderstorms. Then we finally get this cold front through here on Wednesday, and that will cool things off significantly. The end of the work week looks amazing. Like, there are people in other parts of the country that would literally do anything for weather this nice in July. Thursday, Friday, we're only in the 70s, and we got some overnight lows in the 50s before we start to heat up a little bit this weekend.
Yeah, that's one heck of a forecast. Anytime you can get a 70-degree day in July, let alone 3 of them on a 7-day forecast. Pretty spectacular. 19 First Alert meteorologist Sam Roberts, thanks for joining us. We'll look for you coming up at 3 o'clock.
Thanks, Dan. See you then.
All right, take care. We do have 3.5 hours of news and weather. Of course, today a big political day. We're seeing the fallout, the reaction from the events over the weekend, the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. The RNC also getting underway today. He's expected to pick his vice presidential nominee, his running mate. Early signs pointing that one of the front runners for that could be Ohio's Senator J.D. Vance, but we'll just have to wait and see. Of course, when we start 3.5 hours of news, if it happens in the middle of there, we'll be all over it with breaking news. So make sure you tune in to Channel 19 starting at 3 o'clock. I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News. Have a good afternoon.
19 News is everywhere. Download our CTV